You know how you know the Democratic Party is in trouble? One of the most devout Democrats, former head of the DNC, and much more, Donna Brazile, finally has lost it with the Democratic Party. The thing about it is, there is a whole lot of hope. There is a whole lot of hope within the party if they will unshackle themselves from, well, I tell you what, let's go ahead and listen to Donna, and then we'll take it on the other side. I've got a lot to say about that.
Let's start with you, Donna, the Democrat. Quite a week, Chuck Schumer's support created basically massive blowback.
Massive. Look, the congressional Republicans have a strategy. They want to pass the Trump agenda, no matter how reckless it is. They want to, pass make sure all of his cabinet people are secured, and later on his tax cuts. They have a strategy. We know it. It's radical, it's reckless, it's producing all kind of uncertainty with the markets, Main Street, Wall Street upset. But where's the Democratic strategy? We knew March 4th was the State of the Nation address. And we didn't know it wasn't red, pink, green. I don't care. I love rainbows. But we didn't have a strategy then, and we didn't have a strategy going into the CR. It should have been vote no in the House, and vote no in the Senate on cloture, and vote no on the CR. Why? Because it hurts people, because it destroys our economy, and because it cedes congressional power to the executive. We didn't have a strategy, and now people are upset.
I want to bring something else up. Rachel Bade, who is a contributor here and obviously at Politico, had a really great point. I thought, kind of off your point there, Reince. The Trump administration must be loving this. Stocks are tanking because of tariffs. Polling suggests the public is turning on Doge, and yet the biggest story in Washington right now is that Hakeem Jeffries is dodging questions about whether Chuck Schumer should be leader, something I've never seen in my tenure.
Again, it's a missed opportunity, but I also think it's also, we should just state the obvious. The leadership that's going to emerge during this period is not going to be the Democratic leaders on Capitol Hill. It's going to be the American people, the veterans who marched on Bismarck, the veterans who got out on the mall this past week. It's going to be those teachers who are getting cut, those firefighters, those ranchers, those engineers, those scientists. They are not just federal workers. They are American citizens.
Donna, how do you see going forward with that, with all these other things that are happening now? Do you see the Democrats having an opportunity here?
Well, first of all, the Democrats in the minority, and they have to be very strategic when they pick their fights and how they pick their fights. This is not about being deranged. It's about making sure there's some certainty in our economy. But it's also the Democrats got to continue to say what we stand for. And it's not just Democrats in Washington. It's Democrats, it's governors, it's mayors, it's everybody. They need to have one sheet of music.
Okay, what is that message?
That message,
simply put, and who is the messenger again?
Well, the messenger is going to come. But the message is we're standing up fighting for working people, working families, and we will protect Medicaid. We will protect the vulnerable and the poorest in our society, as well as businesses and others.
So yes, the Democratic Party as a body should have known that March 4th is coming and have a real response to what they knew was going to be a litany of lies, a litany of misinformation, etc. And they should have come with a unified front and done many other things. When we had Representative Al Green standing up and calling out the president in real time with a truth, unlike when Republicans have called out the Democratic president with apparently no penalty, when he did it and they moved him out of the office, one of the things that Democrats could have done to show solidarity is they all should have walked out in concert with Al Green. And yes, the message wouldn't have been, or the narrative would not have been, Al Green left as some misfit leaving the House. It would have been, Democrats were so infuriated with the litany of lies that they could not stay any longer to listen to a lying president. Democrats were not prepared. They should have been prepared. They should have been ready to show strength, if not strength that they can put into votes, strength as a body that would work together. They didn't do that. As Donna pointed out, there will not, the leadership that will emerge out of this fiasco is likely not going to be the old leadership that we've been used to for decades. Leadership that really needs to go and turn into one from people that are willing to work for the average American citizens, for people who are willing to go out there and hit the pavement. Because I tell you what, the reason Schumer went ahead and changed his tone in less than 2 days is likely Wall Street got to him and said, you will not allow Republicans to shut this government down because you will hurt us financially. And since we own you, you cannot do that. That is my take. I'm not saying I have any specific evidence of that. I'm saying that is simply the modus operandi. But Sister Brazile had a good statement, and it's something that we've been preaching for a very long time. For a very long time, we've been saying it is the grassroots that's going to make things happen. It is you out there. It is your frustration turned into action. It is those who are aggrieved by what Donald Trump and his sycophants and Doge are doing to us all. That is what's going to make the difference. You are much more than 50%. And it's you who are going to have to invest into institutions that are going to make the change. And it's not going to be the Democratic Party as it stands today. It is going to be the Democratic Party of tomorrow. And if not the Democratic Party of tomorrow, an entity that galvanizes 50 plus by a bunch percent of the American population. So, folks, let me tell you, it's on all of us to get it done. We're doing our part, but you have to do your part to support the organizations, to support the networks, to support the independent journalists, and all of these folks who are out there saying, we have got to get the job done. Because if you're waiting on Schumer or the leadership in Congress, it's not going to happen, because they're not beholden to you, even as they depend on your vote. They're beholden to their financiers. Even as you finance them with small donations, they only listen to the ones with big donors. So put your money where it really gets work done, folks. Locally, independent media, and elsewhere. And that is how the change is going to be made. We have to do it collectively, organizationally, externally, from those who are owned by our oligarchy.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.